So there's been a couple of software updates in the past week or so that are going to have some impact on my projects and how I work because they affect software that I use to design stuff. And that is that KiCad has hit version 10 and some of the new features are pretty cool. And then FreeCAD has hit version 1.1, which we'll cover in the second half of the video. So let's look at the changes of KiCad. And I'm just going to do a quick high-level run through the things that I think are the most important. I'm not going to go line by line through every single thing. You can read it yourself. So some of the main changes that I think are important, they've changed the way KiCad libraries work, especially two areas. Number one, they've switched that all 3D models are now just going to be step files. They had some other types. So changing to only one file type shrinks the install base. And if you've ever installed KiCad, there's a lot of additional files for all the libraries. So should help with install size. The other thing that I've noticed that they've changed is the way that symbol libraries work. So if you look up your symbol libraries in your actual files, each library is a single file that contains multiple different symbols. Well, now there's also the _symdir type of symbol library. And what this is, it's an actual directory that you can add individual symbols to rather than having to pack them all into a specific library file. So this is just going to make managing symbols for me a lot easier because now if I get a new part that I need a symbol for, I don't have to go into the symbol editor and manually add it to a symbol library. I can just add that symbol file into a directory and it's just automatically going to be associated with that library. I found it kind of odd that that's not mentioned in their version announcement anywhere because it's actually an interesting change. It actually, the way I found out about this is whenever I tried to update my Windows install to version 10, it broke all the symbol libraries because of a mismatch in the install now looking for these symdir files or directories rather than the old symbol files. It was a naming thing, so all I had to do is point stuff in a different place and it all worked. But it's not mentioned here. That is a big change to the way symbols work and symbol libraries work. One of the other big updates on Windows is dark mode. Now, they are working on it, but right now there's no way to intentionally toggle between dark and light mode. So that was kind of weird, is that if you're in a Windows environment that has dark mode on, KiCad will be in dark mode no matter what you do. And so I did find that a little weird, but I did look into this and I think they are pushing an update that will add the ability to toggle between light mode, dark mode. But if you open it up on a new Windows install, that's the way the modes work currently. Other things that are going to be big for some people are the ability to have design variants. Now, this isn't design versions. It's not a versioning system, but what it allows you to do is have a single schematic and then have different properties or bills of materials. So with a lot of designs, you might have a full circuit built and then different PCBs may have different parts like omitted. Certain parts of the circuit may not be necessary for some variants. And so this allows you to mark stuff like do not place or change footprints or something on one variant. Even though it's like the same schematic, you can just have different parts. So again, if you have a shortage, you can have your base variant, then a different variant with different parts added in that are, replacements or something like that. There is Hopover display. So previously in KiCad, whenever you crossed wires, it would just show the lines crossing. Some people wanted to see something more intentional that really communicated, hey, these are not connections. Now, I'll show you what the Hopover setting looks like and also where to find it, because it did take me a while to hunt this thing down. You have to go up into File and Schematic Setup. So this is not one of the general properties of KiCad. It's specific to the schematic, I guess. And so you go into General Formatting, and then down here under Connections where it says Hopover Size, and so we can do this as like, I don't know, medium. Hit OK, and now you'll see right here I have a hopover where these lines cross. So I do prefer that, again, just because it does make it very clear when things don't connect. However, some people feel like it clutters up their display. Unfortunately, it's an option, so you don't have to use it. Up next, we've got grouping within the schematic editor as opposed to something that was already on the PCB editing side, but again, here it's now in the schematic editor itself. And where I've noticed this is with design blocks. I use a lot of design blocks these days with stuff when I'm building a PCB, and there's just things that I use a lot. So like this little voltage regulator is one that I use on quite a few little designs that I've made where I need a voltage regulator, and I've made a little design block. And now whenever I click on it, you can see the whole thing is grouped together. And up here at the left under properties, you can see it's got group properties, and that's the name. The quirk here that I've noticed that is weird is that if you add things to the schematic now, it does not automatically get added to the group. And that can make for some funky like drag behavior. So I'll show you up here on this USB jack. I've added just a bolt cap, and I've added a reverse polarity diode. And like right here, you can see I can go in and I can edit this cap as normal. Everything looks normal until I click the design block and it highlights, and what you'll see is that the stuff that I've added after the fact doesn't get included, and that kind of screws up when you click and drag. It also makes it weird to actually edit the group, because if I click and I want to add like a wire or something, it's fine. But whenever I go to like, I want to copy this part maybe and paste it somewhere else, because maybe I want to reuse the value or something really quickly, or I want to grab this little net label or something like that, and I click and I can't click on it until I go into the group. Then I have to select the item, and if I copy it and then I come over here and I paste it, it's still part of the group. And so that behavior is a little odd to me. So the last thing for me on KiCad that's gonna make a pretty big difference is the ability to have PCB design blocks. So if you've never used design blocks, they're very nice for, again, little pieces of circuits that you use a lot. So like I use USB jacks on different projects. Well, now I've got a design block, and it's for this USB jack. So if I go up into View, Panels, Design Blocks, you can see over here on the right, it opens up my design blocks that I've got, and you can set up and you can see these little circuits that I've pre-built. Now I can drag those into anything I want. So you can see over here on the left, I've got that USB-C jack, and it's already laid out for the schematic and everything. And so if I want to reuse that, you just double click and there is now the little design block, right? And so it's got, hey, do you want to keep it as a group or whatever? But yeah, it works really well. Well, the thing is this was only available for the schematic. The PCB layout of the USB jack, you had to do it manually every time. And, some things are not that bad. Other things are kind of a hassle, and USB-C jacks require some weird routing because they're reversible and things like that. And there's some small gaps and stuff that you have to be careful with spacings and things. So it would be nice to have this thing already laid out. Well, now I have design blocks that can be set up. And you can see if I want now, I could pick my USB-C design block and I could actually lay out the USB-C connector and the physical layout and have all that set and pre-made. And so this, for a lot of people that are doing those sort of complex layouts, it helps because now you really only have to do it once really carefully, and you can really invest the time into doing it well, and then be able to reuse that thing over and over. And it's not just the schematic now, it will also be the physical PCB layout you can also kind of capture. Okay, so next we're going to turn our attention to FreeCAD, and over the years I've been pretty hard on FreeCAD. I don't find it to be great. It's certainly not up to par with a lot of the commercial CAD software that's out there. However, for the past about 8 months, I've been solely using FreeCAD for any of my 3D modeling because I've just really tried to wean myself away from Fusion 360. FreeCAD can be really frustrating at times, but it is improving. Version 1.0, made a lot of good strides to making the software more usable and fixing some things in the UI and just tweaking stuff, right? Definitely a big improvement. So version 1.1 has come out this past week, and it is actually also a big improvement. Even though it's only a point 1 release, it actually contains a lot of usability tweaks and interface tweaks that actually make a very large impact in using the software. And so I'm not going to go through all of the changes because there are a lot. This is actually a really large update. You might look at like Delta Hedra or Mango Jelly. They do FreeCAD videos. They're going to know way more than I do about this stuff anyway, so I would probably watch those if you want like more details. But the stuff that's made a difference for me, the UI, they've added 3-point lighting, and in general, the UI has just had some refinements and tweaks. And so just things like how visible things are, they've just cleaned things up a little bit, and they've made things a little clearer. So here I've got a couple dev boards loaded in, and so just like the navigation cube over here, and so they've tweaked some of the visibility stuff on like the origin, or where whenever you're setting up like a new sketch or part or something. So like if I just go with a new document and I want to put in a new part and I want to start a new sketch, just the visibility of like how you select things has been greatly improved in this update. I find again, just visually, things are just a lot more clear in this update. They've changed some selectability features. So like sometimes whenever you want to select something in FreeCAD, it can be hard to know, am I clicking on the right thing because of the way things are highlighted and emphasized. And so, I've done my own tweaks. I've made a video on like tweaking the UI to make it a little more visually usable for me. And so I can put that link down below if you want to watch it. But they've added a feature where you've got like a context menu. So like if I want to click on something like right here, it says clarify selection, and it gives you options where you can actually see what you're selecting individually. And so that is really, really useful so that you can actually make sure you are selecting what you think you're selecting. And so you can get through that either with the right click, or if you just hold down the left click on something, it will also just directly pop up that context menu so that you can make sure you got the right edge, the right vertex, whatever, whenever you're doing a selection. One of the other UI tweaks they've done is whenever you go to move something, so like if I grab this and I want to transform it, so I want to move it, you can select a custom origin, and now you can see whenever I move the mouse, you can move where the movement or the transform is going to start from. And so this is really nice because like if I want to grab, right down here, this vertex at the very corner there, and then I want to move to another object and I want to, move it like over here or something, you can see it also allows me to move kind of the orientation and everything, and it's just a much more usable interface than it used to be. So I've struggled some in FreeCAD with orienting different parts and mating them up and stuff like that, and it's just made it a lot easier to position multiple objects within a single viewport. Another thing they've added, quick measure, is basically whenever you click on like a line or an edge or something, it tells you like the length, and if you click on a circle, it will tell you the diameter and stuff like that. Well, they've also added a lot of other types of quick measurements so that like if you want to find the distance between a couple objects, like maybe I want to find the distance between this face on this USB connector and this face over here on this other, nominal distance 13.99 millimeters. It also does that stuff, and you can measure from circle to circle over here, right? And it'll give you center distance and all kinds of stuff. So they've updated those quick measurements to be much more useful, and this is something that a lot of CAD packages already had. FreeCAD didn't. And again, that's why FreeCAD could be quite frustrating to use sometimes. So some other stuff that's been added that is quite useful, they've updated the way external geometry works. So to show you this, let me put in a big cube underneath these things. So I just got a cube underneath these things. And let's say that I want to put a pocket in to fit this PCB. So I want to create a sketch on the face of this block and then have the geometry of this board on it. And so that's external geometry. I need to project the outline onto that thing. So in order to do that, I need to click this, need to create a little object shape binder. so that I can use that geometry. So now I can get rid of these things so that they don't show up. And now let me put a sketch right there. And so I want to include the geometry. So before, the default was that it would include just construction geometry. Now it just goes straight to real geometry that you can use. And of course, you could change that to construction geometry if you wanted to, but the usefulness of this is that now I have this outline and I can immediately do stuff with it. So now if I want to put in a pocket, you can see I can immediately put in a pocket. And so I don't have to take the extra steps to actually either retrace or change all that geometry. It just immediately creates a shape that I can use. And that to me is super handy because that's something I used to use in Fusion quite a bit. And so now I have the ability to do that in FreeCAD. There's a lot of other things I'm not going to cover that are in here. They've updated the whole tool and the way threading works and all kinds of stuff. But the last thing I want to talk about is, to me, probably the biggest change that they've made, and that is right here, the make internals property of a sketch. So this one is something, again, that a lot of CAD programs already have. FreeCAD did not, and now it does, and I'm very excited. So let me show you kind of what this is. We're gonna make a new document, and it's up here. Go to Edit, Preferences. I believe it's in the Sketcher, and it's in General under Sketcher. It's right here, Generate Internal Faces. What this allows is for you to actually create multiple faces from a single sketch. Now, again, in a lot of CAD programs, this already existed, but in FreeCAD, it did not. In FreeCAD, every time you made a sketch, it would define basically one face, and that was all you could do with one sketch. This now allows you to do more of like a master sketch that has multiple features drawn on it and use those different features to do different operations. So common thing for me is making like boxes, like an enclosure for a project, right? And so generically you'd have, some kind of square rectangle shape. Okay, so that would be the outside. And the way FreeCAD used to work is I would have to make the full enclosure just solid, and then I would have to make different sketches to put different features in it. Like if you wanted the inside of the shape, that needed to be a separate sketch, because if I put another, outline inside, so that what I was trying to do is define the walls, I couldn't use those separately. One sketch could only be like one thing. If I pad it, you'll see this is kind of all that would happen in old FreeCAD. You would have just made just the walls, and then you'd have to have another sketch to do anything else, which meant I usually didn't do this. I just drew the full shape, and then I would do another sketch for the inside, and I would do a pocket to make the inside. Well, now if I come over in here and I unhide that sketch, I can now select the inside face and just do another pad, and that's it, right? I can use that sketch and use multiple faces from that sketch. Again, if you've used other CAD, you're like, this is not special at all. It's like, yeah, I know, this is why FreeCAD was frustrating, because it wouldn't do this. So that to me is huge, because as far as usability, this is going to greatly cut down on the number of sketches I've got to work with. It also simplifies problems of like driven constraints and things like that, because if everything's in the same sketch, it's very easy to reference other geometries. Whereas whenever you're having to do it across multiple sketches, it's a lot more of an organizational hassle. So this is, to me, the biggest new feature that's going to change workflow and make life better on FreeCAD. So like I said, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in here though. They've updated multiple different areas of operation in this program. And again, I'm not going to try to convince anybody that it's as good as Fusion or it's as good as SolidWorks or anything like that. But the usability has improved a lot in the past year, and I am less negative about it than I used to be. So again, I've been forcing myself to use it. And with these changes, it is becoming less and less frustrating to use. And so I am somewhat optimistic that it's going in a good direction. So I think that's going to wrap this one up. Just wanted to point out the updates to KiCad and FreeCAD, because I use these two pieces of software quite a bit, and they are substantial updates that I think are going to have a lot of improvements that a lot of people are going to like, and that are actually going to influence workflow quite a bit. So if you got any questions or comments or anything, feel free to leave them down below. As always, I appreciate your time.